Okay, now that we've confirmed that we can test this functionality in Postman, let's move over to the client side of things now. And what we'll do, we'll start off in our agent file. And inside here for the account, we're going to add some new requests. And we need one to verify the email. And we're going to pass up the token, which is a string. And we're going to say requests.post. And we're not really returning anything from this. So we'll just specify void as the return type, and then what we'll do is we'll add backticks /account/verify email, and then we're going to pass up our query string, and what we'll do is we'll specify the token, and what we also need, in fact, in this is the email as well. So we'll add the email of type string, and let's move this down. So we'll add the token, and we'll set this equal to the token, and I need a $, in front of this, and then we'll add an ampersand, and we'll say email equals $, and email, and because it's a post, we'll just send up an empty body as well. And we'll add another request, and we'll just say resend email confirm, and we'll say email is a type of string, and then we'll say requests.get in this case, and then we'll say /account/resend email confirmation link, and we'll add the query string and just say email equals email or $, and then brackets and email, and requests should be spelt requests. So then let's head over to our user store. And what we want to do is we want to go to our register method inside here, and we're no longer getting a user back from our register method. So we'll remove that, and then we'll remove all of this code as well to set the token, because we're not going to have a token or a user. But what we'll do is we'll push them to a component that we'll create soon, which is going to be /account and then register success. And what we'll also do is we'll pass the email that they use to register as a query string to the component that we're going to send them to. And we'll say equals, and then we'll say $, and we need to make these backticks rather than normal quotes. So let's swap for backticks, and then we can specify creds.email. And this will give us the access to the link we can use to resend their verification, and then we'll just continue to close the modal afterwards. Now this email, what we're going to need to do is get the query string value from this, and we can use our router to do that, but what we'll do is we'll just create a helper hook that we can use to do this for us. So in the client app inside the common folder, what we'll do is we'll just create a new folder, and we'll just call it util. And inside here, what we'll do, we'll create a new file and just call it hooks.ts. And inside here, any React hooks that we create, we could, for example, put inside this file. And what we'll say here is export default function, and we're going to call it use query. Whenever we create a hook, we should always start it with use. And what we're going to return from this is a new URL search param. And we just want to get the top one here. We don't want to import anything to use this. And then we can say use location. So we'll say use location, which we get from React router. And then we can specify search. And make sure that you've got use location brought in from React router DOM there as well. And from here, we can go and create that register success component. So what we'll do is we'll go to our user folder inside our features, and what we'll do is we'll create a new file, and we'll call it register success.tsx. And inside here, we'll just import React from React, and we'll say export default function, and we'll just say register success. And the first thing we'll do is we'll get hold of our email address from the query string. So we'll say const email equals, and we'll say use query. and make sure we bring this in from our hooks. And then we can say get, and we'll pass in email. And because our type here is going to be either a string or it's going to be null, what we'll do is say as string. And then our email is going to be a type of string. And then what we'll do is we'll create a function inside here called handle confirm email resend if they need to go and resend the email because they didn't receive it. And we'll say agent.account.resend email confirm, and we'll pass in the email, and then we'll say len. And inside here what we'll do is we'll say toast.success, and we'll say verification email resent, please check your email. And we'll just catch any error, and if we do get an error from this, then we'll just say console.log the error. And then what we can do is return JSX, and what we'll do is we'll just add a segment, and we'll make it a type of placeholder, and we'll give it text align equal to center, and we'll add a header, and we'll say icon and color equals green, and inside here we'll just place an icon, and we'll give it a name equal to check for success, and we'll just say successfully registered. And then below the header we'll just add a paragraph saying please check your email and including junk email for the verification email. And what we'll do below this, we'll just make sure that they've got an email, or we've got an email from their query string. So we'll say email ++. And inside here what we'll do is we'll just add a paragraph and a button. So we'll add the fragment shortcuts, and we'll say inside the paragraph we'll say didn't receive the email ? Click the below button to resend, and we'll just add a button inside here for them to click on, and we'll make it primary, and we'll give it an on-click handler, and we'll say handle confirm email resend, and the content will be resend email, and we'll say the size equals huge, and let's just move that down. And what we also need to do is we need to head across and add some routes as well. So let's just go to the app.tsx, and inside our routes what we'll do is we'll just add an additional route inside here so that we can go to the new component that we've just set up, and we'll specify account and register success, and the component will be our register success. And one last task as well before we move on is, because we're going to send them to a component that's going to be inside our navbar, where they're not technically going to be logged in, what we'll also do is we'll update our navbar. And inside here, everything apart from the first menu item, we want to hide effectively unless they're logged in. So what we'll do is we'll just bring in the isLoggedIn function from our user store, and we'll just add another fragment to surround the remaining menu items, and we'll just cut all of the menu items from here and put it inside our fragment, and then above the fragment we can say isLoggedIn $, and we'll move the closing curly brace below the fragment, and that way it just hides links that they won't have access to after they register. And what we also need, which we'll take a look at next, is a component that they can use to verify their email address and display a success or failure.